Yes. And we are live. Let me check. We're live. We're live. We're live. Oh, I see you.
Oh, you see me? I don't see me yet.
Yes, I see you. Yes, we're live. Woohoo. All right, Netiva. So I'm actually going to repost this video.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let me really quickly. How do I make this a watch party? Sylvia, if anybody's watching, who's an admin, make this a watch party for us, please, because Netiva and I are about to get down with the get down, and I don't want to make it wait too long. So yes, let us know where you're from in the comments. This is the live. Is this pinned? Let me make sure. Mark, it's an announcement. We're doing 10 minutes with Tiffany. It's been a long time since we've done 10 minutes with Tiffany, so it's long overdue. And it's going to be exciting because I have a special guest for the very first 10 minutes with Tiffany. This is Netiva Hurd. If you don't know, now you know. She is the Frugal CrediTnista. You know, I'm the Budgetnista. She's the Frugal CrediTnista. Get into it. Tag your accountability partner really quickly so we can get this party started. Netiva is going to do a credit class because I said it seems like the number one thing that you guys have been asking. I'm just wanting to make sure, I don't know if it's being marked as I'm just wanting to pin this to the top of the group page. Oh, it's not listening to me. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to, okay, pin. There it is. Yes, okay. All right, yes. Tag your accountability partner. So let me tell you a little something about Netiva. Okay. So when I first started Dreamcatchers, I was overwhelmed because I don't even know. It probably was just maybe a few thousand people, right, Netiva?
It was probably, I don't know, it was a little over 3,000. So it wasn't nowhere near what it is now.
Yes. And so I remember Netiva reached out to me because she was in the group, but she saw I was quite frankly struggling to keep up. And I saw that she was answering questions. And I was like, who's this? And then Netiva, I remember you actually messaged me and you said, hey, I see that you're struggling to keep up with all the questions in Dreamcatchers. Do you want me to help? And be an admin. I was like, yes, please, Jesus, please, yes. And so Netiva was the very first admin, and she has been a godsend ever since. Not only Netiva is like my twin, but instead of budgets, it's credit. I mean, Netiva knows way more than credit, but that's her thing, what we're gonna talk about today. But I just want you to understand that if I could be reborn, as a credit guru, I would be Netiva Hurd. Okay. She is dope. She's smart. She's beautiful. I mean, come on now. Netiva knows her stuff. She is sharp. She is giving. She's kind. Like I said, Netiva is my twin in credit and in financial education. So it's my pleasure to share her with you. I mean, she's been in here for a while anyway. But I'm trying to do a watch party. Sylvia, where are you, girl? Help me do this a watch party. So I'm gonna pass it over to Netiva in a minute because I want her to teach something concrete that you guys can start to do now. And then we have a bonus for you. So stick around to the end. We won't be here all day, but stick around to the end because this bonus is tremendous. It's something super special just for us. I begged her to do this for a while, and she finally said, yes, it's just for Dreamcatcher. So if you have not tagged your accountability partner, you're playing them. All right, Netiva, go ahead. What you gonna teach for us today?
Hey, well, thank you. First off, that was a super dope intro. Look. So thank you so much. Well, I have been scouring the group to decide what do you guys need? What are you talking about? So, and I want to chat to you guys about the three strategies that I personally use to take my credit scores to the next level, particularly to reach the 800 clubs. Just to give you a little bit of background about me, I have had it all on my credit report: judgments, bankruptcies, late payments, charge-offs, etc. And for me to get to 800 was whoa, because I never thought it was possible. Coming from where I was, at least not for another, at least 5 years, because they always tell you, oh, you need 8 years, 10 years, etc. to be able to reach it. So I am just ecstatic about that. So I want to be able to share my journey with you and just 3 simple strategies that I use or that I implement in order to get it to the next level. So are we waiting to get pinned, or I can kind of jump into it, or?
Yeah, let's get this started.
All right, cool. Well, First, I'm excited to share with you guys today. And before I even start, one of the comments that I saw today is basically, why do we care so much about our credit scores? Credit is just debt. Isn't the goal to be debt free anyway? I mean, absolutely it is, but let's address that first. Why do we care about credit? So if we're going to get real with each other, credit is power, and it's also big business. The credit information that the bureaus hold is sought after by lenders, credit card companies, insurance companies, employers, and it's literally just for the sole purpose of determining if we are a good credit risk or not. So our credit scores are a huge part of our financial reputation. And so for those who are found, do you hear feedback? And it's also okay, so those who are found to be a good credit risk, that means that your score is high and you also save a significant amount of money on everyday needs. So we're talking utilities, we're talking phone services, renting an apartment, getting a job, especially if you stay in a state that actually uses credit scores to determine if you're going to get a promotion or get a security clearance. So our credit continues to play like an overwhelming, expansive role in our economy. So it's important. So get with it. So this leads me to our next area, which is ensuring that we are changing our perception of credit. That is a #1 strategy. And I teach this all the time. People are like, well, how did you go from where you were to where you are now? What did you do? And how did you learn so much? I literally just changed my perception of what credit is. Initially, credit was just a means to get something. I need to move, let me fix my credit. I need a car, let me fix my credit. I want to buy a house or a building, let me fix my credit. I'm sick of paying these deposits, let me fix my credit. But as soon as I got what I wanted, I fell back. I started going back to those old habits. So then I had to start thinking about credit completely differently. Okay. And so if you ever heard the phrase, well, how many, I guess I can tell you guys that. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. This especially applies to your credit. So we often hear that money is a tool, but real talk, credit is very much a tool as well. And when it gets abused, it gets broken, AKA low credit scores. So from here on out, I want you to start thinking of credit not as just something to get something or get what you want. I want you to start thinking of it as a tool that allows you to put your money towards assets that will add to your income. So this means that you're no longer relying on just your job's income and trading hours for dollars. It means that you're leveraging your credit in a way that will allow your money to grow at a much faster speed than what you're working for, the dollars that you're working for. And that's literally what I teach, how to start making your credit and your money work for you, marry them together. And not many people think of credit that way. I think the #1 mistake that most people make, that I made, is that they use credit to purchase things they want right now. Vacations, clothes, cars, jewelry, etc. Things that depreciate, that have a temporary value, that brings immediate pleasure, but not thinking of credit as a means to build that solid financial foundation so that we can begin leveraging it to get to that next level. So, somebody said they can't see the video. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Woo woo, yes, yes, yes. Credit is a tool, Audrey said. Mindset shift, absolutely. All right. And so that was the very first thing that I did. I was like, okay, credit is with me to like death. I need to get it together because I'm sick of fixing it. I am sick of fixing this credit. I want to fix it once, change these habits, and then move on. And that was the #1 thing that I did. I changed the perception of my view of credit. So #2, I started to really understand what credit scores are and how they were calculated. I knew some generic stuff. I had started researching online. Honestly, I got a ton of different questions. Back then, we didn't have all these different Facebook groups, but we did have a lot of credit forums. And I would learn so many different things that conflicted with each other that it was confusing. And I eventually had to go to the source, because you cannot soar or increase or improve anything if you don't understand it. So we must know what credit is all about. So there's literally hundreds of different credit scores out there, but the one that I teach on is on the FICO scoring model. And even that version has 65 different versions. So if you're wondering what kind of credit scores, if you have Credit Karma or Credit Sesame, then the answer will be Vantage. And Vantage scores were created, I know it was in the 2000s, I know somewhere in the 2000s, and it was created by the credit bureaus. And it's used as like a comparison score, but it's not so much used in the marketplace. So if your scores are usually lower 200s and below, then you're going to see that your Vantage scores fluctuate quite a bit. But if you're kind of like 750, 800s and all of that good stuff, then you're going to see they're about neck and neck. So just to give you a little history about that. But basically FICO is like king. And I'm sure you guys have heard that if you've been doing your research on scores, and it dominates about 90% of the industry. They have a various different ranges, but on average it's from 300 to 850. And I'm sure you guys have noticed, I have seen that in some of the teachings when me and Tiffany did a challenge together and all of that good stuff. But essentially, if you're seeking the home, trying to finance a vehicle, business, and all of that good stuff, obtain a credit card, that is the score that they are going to look at. So this is the one I want you to focus on soaring, and that's the one that I focused on soaring. Basically, if you come in on the FICO scoring model, I mean, the lowest you can go is a 300 on the standard range, right? So that means between 850 and 300, you have 550 points left. So I have a FICO pie chart. Let me see if you guys can see it here. Someone might have to let me know because there's a lag on the Facebook. But you're going to see like the different sections of the FICO score. So I'm hoping you can see this. So if you wanted to dominate this FICO pie, you will more than likely want to focus on what? Will you focus on the 10%, so the 15%? I'm hoping you say that you will want to dominate it by focusing on the bigger chunks. And that would be the payment history here and your utilization and amount owed here. Those are the two main areas that you initially want to focus on and that I focused on, because trying to kind of get everything together in all 5 categories as I was learning was too much. I was like, all right, I'm gonna dominate this pie and I'm gonna focus on those 2 areas, okay? So that biggest chunk, which is your payment history, that is 35%. And so if you take 35% of the 550 points that you're working with, that's 192.5 points. That's a lot of your 550 points. And so payment history looks at history. And I believe that initially I just thought, okay, payment history, let me start paying on time, and then I'll dispute all the negative stuff. And I didn't look at if that negative stuff had good history too. But payment history looks at everything: past, present, positive, negative, credit cards, personal loans, student loans, home loans, charge-offs, collections, literally everything. And it's the biggest chunk of your FICO scores. And it's also where credit repair lies, because what do we do when we're doing credit repair? We're challenging the negative history within that big chunk, that payment history, in an attempt to remove the negative stuff so that the good stuff will shine, right? And we really want the positive stuff to remain and the negative stuff to go away, but it always don't work out that way. But that's what credit repair is. So I wanted to go over just really quickly some of the payment history things that I've seen. And that is, number 1, you want to ensure that you're maximizing the points in this category by paying on time. So if you don't have anything open or positively reporting, then get something reporting and pay on time. FICO is like hungry for some good positive information for you to feed it, especially if the only thing that it has is just your negative stuff there. So don't be afraid to add something positive and then learn how to utilize that new account properly. Number 2, if you are doing credit repair, do not dispute every single negative thing on there. Make sure that you have a factual reason to dispute and try to focus on the high priority negatives first, because those are the ones that are weighing into your FICO scores, basically, that are reporting every month. They have high balances, it's negative. So you want to make sure that when you're disputing, that number 1, it's factual. You don't want to just be blind dispute and pray. I've definitely done that before. Send out the letter that I found online. Who, please be deleted. They get mad when it doesn't. They will be straight mad when it does. Like, what did I do wrong? This credit repair stuff doesn't work. And then if something did get deleted, well, who needs to pay a credit repair company? I got this. So it was such a yo-yo. I was so frustrated. So just kind of take your time, see what's really impacting your scores. And there's a ton of tools that I've created that with Tiffany to be able to allow you or teach you how to do that. So I would do that. Now, the next biggest chunk, let me bring out my FICO pie. The next biggest chunk is here. We call this often utilization, but it's technically called the amount owed category. It's 30% of your score, so that's 165 points. And it looks at what? It looks at the amount of debt you owe in relation to the original amount you were approved for. It looks at how many accounts that have balances on them. It looks at the percentage of the amount of credit lines that you have that are in use. A few more things, but let me focus on that one point. This is one of the reasons why I always teach all of my students not to put a balance on every single credit card that you have, because one of the things that this category looks at is how many of your credit lines are in use. So you don't want all of them in use, because then it's going to start eliminating or preventing you from getting as many scores as you could be in that area. Okay. This is the area that I focus on when I want to soar my clients or even teach my students scores fast. I'm like 30, 35, 45 days. And that's because usage is something that we control. Versus history, we're disputing. It can take up to 45 days. Then we got to learn good credit habits. It's just a slow and habitual process. Whereas if I'm like, okay, add this account, pay this down, see if you can get this increase, boom, your score. You, oh my God, 50 points. Where, that's exciting. So that's the area that I tweak and I focus on the most. And I tweak this area in a number of ways. But the number one thing I want to teach you guys is that FICO doesn't just look at each individual account. It looks at the combination or utilization on all of your credit cards, right? So if you have a couple of cards, with high balances, and then you add this super high balance card on there, when it goes and scores each individual card, that may weigh it down. But when it goes back in and scores the combined cards all together, all of the balances, all of the approved credit limits on them, that's when it becomes that's when it becomes dope. That's when the score starts to increase. So I just wanted to give you that. Number 2, I hope I'm still alive. Let me know if I'm still alive.
You are.
Okay, good, because it went away. So, oh my gosh, don't say this to me. All right, so I'm still alive. So I posted this in the group a while back. This is another thing I want to point out in utilization. I want you to get 30% out of your mind. Just get it out. Always see, I got my new card. What should I do? Oh, just, spend about 30% or spend under 30% and you should be cool. 30% is the maximum. That's like your limit. So if you got $1,000 credit card, in your mind, you should be thinking the max I could spend is $300, but I'm not going to go there because I'll start losing some points. So I'm going to peel it back. I always teach my students, number 1, if you are building with very little credit history, you want to charge anywhere from 1 to 3%. Number 2, if you are trying to get higher balances, then you want to push it maybe 10, 15, 20%. I never let anybody go over 20%. And that's because companies want usage. They want to see usage. I'll never forget when I was trying to get an increase with Barclay and Capital One, and they would be like, well, you're barely using your credit now. Like, why would we give you a limit? It was like, ding, ding, ding. I got to use my credit. First, did my budget. Made sure I had some money put aside, and then I started using it more. And I just integrated into my budget. I did not go out there purchasing something new. That's why I don't like store credit cards, because it forces me to go shopping. I just said, okay, what can I pay with my card? Boom. That's when I set up my first bill paying account. That's actually honestly why I do it, because I wanted to build my credit. And then I just started paying it from there with things I was already spending on. Number 1, it was the recession. I did not have extra money to be paying for stuff I didn't need. Number 2, real estate. Okay. So my industry was greatly affected, and I just got a job I absolutely hated, knew I was going to get up out of there, and I could not create more debt if I was going to leave this job. All right. That's keeping it real. All right. So that leads me to number 3. I just got the comments back up, so I'll make sure I go through there. So I apologize. They've been going in and out. So if you've been seeing me looking down into the side, that's because I'm trying to see your comments. So number 3, I want you to stalk your credit data more than your credit scores. Now, why do I say that? Oh my gosh, when I was repairing my credit, I was signed up with probably about 4 different credit monitoring companies. I was looking at each one, stalking my scores at least once a week. I was obsessed because I really wanted it to increase because I just did. I don't like that credit. You pay for everything. I was sick of these high interest rates. I was sick of security deposits. I was sick of all of it. So I was like, all right, I gotta get it up. And I was obsessed. And what would happen is I would see one would move 5 points and another one would be 10 points lower. I was driving myself crazy. So one of the things that I teach is that credit scores are like a recipe for sweet potato pie. And there's more than one way to come up with a credit score, just like there's more than one way to bake a sweet potato pie. Yes, FICO is king. But there's 65 versions of FICO, right? And they're actually coming out with a FICO 10. So that's going to increase it even more. What I'm saying is that your FICO scores will fluctuate even if you use the same version of FICO with the same lender. Why? Sweet potato pie. We love customizations and options. So not too many people have the exact same ingredients and measurements for sweet potato pie. Not too many companies use the generic out of the box FICO score. They just don't. They're going to customize it. They're going to add their own guidelines to it. They're going to add some options and tweak it. And they want it to fit their unique palette. Okay. They want it to fit their unique taste buds, practices, guidelines. You will literally go crazy trying to figure out how each and every company you ever want to do business with has customized their FICO software. Like, and I haven't even talked to you guys about FICO scorecards yet. That's completely out of your control. So it is just bananas and not worth the headache. At the end of the day, no matter what scoring model you're looking at, even at FICO or a company that's customized it, they will look at the same credit data. They all access or assess our credit risk based off of our credit data. So when you're looking to sort your credit scores, monitor the data as well and not just the score. Some people just run through and go through the score and not really look at the details of what may have changed from 1 month over to another, 3 months over to another. That information is so important because you want to get to the point where no matter what scoring model is assessing your credit data, or even a credit monitoring company, a lender, what have you, that your data is so on point and so pretty and so bomb that your scores will be on that upper echelon no matter what, that says, I am worthy, I have a great financial reputation, I am a good risk. No matter if you're giving me something for 3 months, 6 months, or 15 or 30 years in the case of a mortgage, I can be trusted to pay on time, in full, when you want me to. And so this is the #1 reason why I have my students and coaching clients focus on adopting good habits, because with good habits, the data that's being reported will be a reflection of the good habits. That's all credit reporting is. It's a reflection of your good habits. Plus, I mean, the bureaus don't even, like, they don't collect credit scores and credit reports. The bureaus collect data. So just like inside of the Dream Catchers group, you got a ton of data, good stuff for budgeting and probably everything else you want to need, credit and all of that good stuff. What do you do when you want to research a topic? You type it into the search. So when we pull our credit, when lenders pull our credit, all they're doing is tapping into Equifax, Experian, TransUnion's database, matching it up to our personal information, and that produces the scores. Then a software comes in and assesses the scores, put their little algorithm to use, and then a credit score pops out. That's why your data is so bomb, because you want to get to the point where you start developing the habits and feeding all of this positive data into the bureau's database. So when they come in, run the report, run the scores, you're on point. Leave a headache to the lenders and let them worry about what version they're using and all that good stuff. Focus on the data and stalk it like you stalking the scores.
I love that. Yes, that was excellent. So I want to know in the comments really quickly, who would love a higher credit score? Who would love to really understand how it is to stalk your data? Netiva, am I on the screen? I see you, but I'm not sure.
It's a delay, but you are going to be on the screen.
Okay, right? So let's say I would, just like type in the comments, I would. So here's the thing. When I know it's been a minute because I've been working hard behind the scenes, but I feel like I've been neglecting dream catchers for a little bit. Okay, I see a lot of I woods. Let me know, I would. And so I can't possibly do everything myself. And so one of the things that I've worked on is I have been hitting up my dope financial friends, Netiva being one of them, and I've been hitting them up and I have been begging them to create something specifically just for dream catchers. If you notice, this is just in our private group. You cannot share this video. It's just us. And it's a lot of work to ask someone to create something just for your people. But I ain't gotta know yet. And so I asked Netiva if she could create a credit masterclass just for our people. Like, so not just the basics, but really holding your hand step by step. And it took like a year of asking, because Netiva is busy. She does one-on-one coaching. She has her own credit school. Netiva speaks. Netiva, you have books, right? You have a book? Right? So Netiva is busy. She's a wife, she's a mom. And so getting her to sit in one place to help us do this was something really special. So I don't know that we'll ever have this again. I don't know if Netiva is gonna ever be able to do this for us again, but she created something called the Ultimate Credit Masterclass. It is 7 days, Netiva?
It is 7 days
7
live.
days. It's like 7 days of a daily live, every single day of her going live and teaching a full in-depth lesson, taking your questions, giving you homework, holding your hand. When I tell you, like, this is only for dream catchers. So normally, Netiva, when you're working with somebody, I know, like, if I was working with you one-on-one, what would that cost me?
Oh, with me personally, I am $39.97 minimum. So
$39.97. So $3,997.
absolutely.
What? I didn't know that.
I'm worth every penny, honey. Listen, I do transformations.
I'm not mad at you, but what if I was going to do like some sort of like group coaching, or do you have that available?
If you were doing a group coaching process, like a mastermind, then depending on what we're doing, it won't be 7 full days with just me. That will be anywhere from $597 to $19.97, depending on that.
Did you hear that? Meanwhile, so when it comes to dream catchers, I always specifically ask my folks, my friends, my financial friends, if they could do something just for us, and they give us a small little window and also a limited amount of people they can take on. And so Netiva has created the Ultimate Credit Masterclass just for dream catchers, and it's not $500. I didn't know you charged $500. $3,000. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, she got. When I said, now I'm embarrassed. Somehow I got Netiva to offer that class just for us for $35. That's why I'm like, wait, like $50? No, $500. So Netiva is giving us, I can't even call it a discount. I call it I don't even know, a flash sale, but it's just for us, just for Dreamcast. That's why I said earlier, if you have not tagged your accountability partner, I think because I've done this one other time before, a couple years ago, and it sold out literally in like 30 minutes. And so I think we'll just take maybe a few hundred folks. We'll see. We'll see how many people she feels comfortable taking, but I would say I can at least guarantee at least 200-300 people for sure that we can comfortably take. So if you want to lock in your spot for the Ultimate Credit Masterclass, go to ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. The link is actually in the description of this video. It's $35, which is unheard of. It's not endless, because when is class starting, Netiva? On Monday, right?
Class starts on Monday.
Monday, I'm looking at my thing. What is Monday?
July 15th.
What day is it, the 15th?
July 15th.
July 15th. That's it. So there is no, I'll catch you later. Ain't no later. Because there's no way Netiva's gonna offer this again for $35. I didn't even know that she was giving us that much of a deal. I was like, what about 35? So I'm actually shocked, and I'm pleased, because what that means is that you guys get the opportunity to have tremendous value. It's ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Can someone type that in the comments for me? I see some of you guys are asking. ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Go there now, lock in your spot. Registration is going to close, so either we'll reach a few hundred people first. I'm going to put it in the comments. We'll either reach a few hundred people first, or, which I really think we're going to hit that, or I think registration is going to close on Saturday. So we'll see. If you are having trouble, because this happens all the time, that y'all be breaking websites. If you're having trouble, be easy. And try, again in a couple of minutes. I just put the link in the comments. This is a unique opportunity to work hand in hand with Netiva, who, if you were working with her personally, it will be $3,000 plus. If you were working in a group setting, it will be $500 plus. $35. This is honestly one of my goals as the Budgetnista, is to provide access to as many women as possible, because to me, there is an access crisis in the United States, an access crisis. So we're not just in the United States, it's worldwide as it relates to women. What does that mean? Is that we have been denied access to the tools and resources that we need to achieve financial wholeness. And credit is a critical component of you having a richer, fuller, more whole financial life. Credit is going to help you or prevent you from getting a job, that car that you want, your cell phone bill, your energy bill. Did you know they can charge you per kilowatt based upon your credit? Yes. Credit is going to help you get that house, rent that apartment. Credit is a critical component of your adult life. And I honestly am shocked. I did not know that Netiva charged. Now I feel bad. I should have told you to charge $100, but you don't do that. I feel bad. I mean, not feel bad, but like, this is there are people, I want you to understand that there are people who want you to succeed so badly that they would give you a price like this. That's how badly that we want you to succeed. That like Netiva, who charges over $3,000 to work with her personally and $500 to work in a group setting, is offering a 7-day credit, ultimate credit masterclass for $35. That's why I said, you know what? If you don't take advantage of it, it's okay. Because I know sometimes, like I remember when I didn't have $35, but just know that this is not going to come around anytime this year. I don't know if it's going to come around again anytime next year. Class starts on Monday, July 15th. There's not going to be a replay. Netiva is going to be going live for what, 5 days, 7 days?
We're doing live 7 days. I'm actually
7 days straight.
Two attorneys.
With two attorneys. Oh yeah, tell us, Netiva, who else?
So we're bringing in a bankruptcy attorney, because I always get that question, you know, am I qualified? What do I do? Should I even do it? And all that good stuff. So it's just an opportunity for those who are even considering that to get it from an expert.
I love that. So you're going to have other experts along with Netiva teaching this class, which is amazing. And Netiva, you need me to come and talk a little budget, you can let me know, okay? But I'm super excited because I'm like, wow, like what a blessing, quite honestly. You know, what a gift this truly is. Truly, this is a gift, you know, to be able to provide this tremendous service from an uber expert. Like in our circle of financial educators, Netiva is highly respected, known, and sought after as one of the quintessential credit experts in our circle. So for her to come here, one, to teach a free lesson tonight, and then two, to offer this class. Literally, there is no ultimate credit masterclass outside. Like Netiva literally created this just for us. Like there is no, you can't go to her website and find it and I'll catch it later. There's no later. Like this is literally it. That's what I'm so excited about. I see some of y'all saying that the page is not loading. It's because there's too many of y'all on there. We'll stop for a minute. I already know.
Let me get my IT person on there. Yes. I'm not going to crash, Tiffany. She told me about it. I was like,
I know. Ultimate Credit Masterclass.com. Someone type that in the comments. Ultimate Credit Masterclass.com. It's $35 only. We're taking just a few hundred people, and the link is in the description of this video, so you just want to click that link or just woosah for a minute, give it a minute to reload, because I know that there's probably hundreds of you guys on here trying to lock it in.
Yeah, I just messaged him, so he's on it.
Yeah. So if like, you know, if like, you know, even if it's 10 minutes from now, I mean, well, I don't know if I'd wait 10 minutes from now, because you know, this is a true gift. I have not done this before. I think I did it maybe, I want to say over 2 years ago with like a student loan course, and that thing, within 30 minutes, it was done. So we're registration is either going to close when we reach a few hundred, depending how much Netiva feels she can take on, or registration will close on Saturday if she feels like she can take on more people. But really, it's up to her, because ultimately she's giving us a gift, and I don't want to take advantage of that gift by like putting too many more people in that she feels comfortable teaching. So, you know, so I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't wait. Netiva's tips have helped me go from a 547 post-recession to the 800s, because I'm still learning myself, you know, like I know credit well enough to build my own, but I would not call myself the credit guru. That's why I'm not the frugal CrediTnista, I'm the budgetnista, okay? But yeah, so Netiva, maybe, oh, wow, people are saying it's same time now. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the class. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's on it now. So let me actually post the let me see if I can go in here too. But I wanted to answer just a few questions that I saw on here, like what time will the lives be? The lives will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that will be 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So that's that question. Number two, will it be live and then go away? No, I'm actually going to have a private secret Facebook group, actually. So once we get everybody in, we're going to make it secret. And then all of the lives are going to be housed there. So you'll have, you know, that entire time. So you, depending on where you work and different hours and things of that sort, you can always go back and you can access the recording that we did live. Now, I always say to stay on topic. So all the things pertaining to that video, you know, all you have to do is post the questions. And before I begin the next lesson the next day, I'll make sure that I'll address as many questions as possible. For those of you who can't get in, you have crashed my site. I can't even get in. So I did
I know, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's good because that means that you guys are looking to get the knowledge to get to that next level.
Yeah,
So
which is great.
yeah, so
Right?
I will extend it. I'm gonna actually come back and post here when everything's back up. But so that's that. Number two,
I just want to I want you guys to move stop for a minute because I know everyone's correct because I get it. You want to lock in your spot. You know the tremendous value. Give it 5 minutes or so to get to her IT guy can get it back online because I know that you don't want to miss out, because you don't want to, and I get it. But at the same time, no one gets on if the site has crashed. So we stop for a moment, give it a moment, give him a moment to bring it back up. I don't think in 5 to 10 minutes that there won't be, that Netiva won't take anybody else on. So don't worry so much about that, and so just to be clear, it's a live lesson that Netiva said for 7 straight days. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, right? The lesson is because it's being housed, the majority of the course is being housed in a secret Facebook group. So once you sign up, you'll get access to a secret Facebook group. Secret means that you can't add anyone in and no one can find it but the people who are supposed to be there. So Netiva's team will make sure that you get added to that group. And that way, so if you miss the live, you can still watch the lesson. But here's the thing, that group is only going to be open for how long, Netiva?
I am not going to add, so request it. If you got in, request it. But I am not adding anyone until we're close to the group because I want to make sure, number one.
Okay. No, but meaning so class is 7 days. So
I would say by Sunday afternoon, that's when we're going to be stopping. By Sunday afternoon, just because that's when everybody's going to be in and when it's going secret.
Okay. No. My question is that the actual Facebook page itself with all the information, because you can't be in
that's only going to be live like the week of class and then, some days afterwards.
Okay. So I'd say about 10 days.
Right.
Okay. Because here's the thing, and here's the reasoning why. So I need you to fully understand what that means. Because Netiva, like I said, has multiple businesses. So she's not going to be able to manage that group past about 10 days. So the class is 10 days, meaning that all the lessons, everything that you have, of course, if you have downloadables, those are yours to keep, but all the lessons, the lives will only be accessible for those 10 days. So it's going to be important for you to take action during those 10 days, because after that, she's closing that group down. Because like I said, for $35, it just would not make sense for Netiva indefinitely to be in there 24/7. It just wouldn't make sense. The only reason why we're able to keep it this low is because it's 10 days of really 7 days of intense lesson, a few days after that, so you can catch up if you're kind of behind. And then after that, the group closes and you just kind of take the information with you that you need. But you won't have access to that group anymore because that's the only way we're able to honestly keep it at $35. But it's going to be amazing. Netiva is an amazing educator. So I have my master's in education. I used to teach preschool for over 10 years. And when I find a fellow educator, it's like such a joy to me because people can know things. It doesn't mean they know how to teach things, And so we'll see. Someone's saying, can you leave it open for a little longer? We'll see. Netiva will, like I said, we have to be fair to Netiva's time. She normally charges over $3,000 for her personal time and $500 for group coaching. So to ask her to extend it for an extended period of time for $35, quite honestly, is not fair because then it doesn't even begin to, right now, it doesn't begin to support what it's going to take for her to run this, let alone for her to lose money on top of that. So we have to be fair, okay? So you start on Monday. It's 7 days, so it ends on Monday, and you get a few days after that. She might be able to extend it a few days, but I wouldn't. I think 30 days might not be a fair ask to have it for a full 30 days. So yes. Okay, so I know that the link is not working for some people. It's because there are a lot of you guys on right now, but it's ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Give it a few minutes, refresh your screen and try again because, we have limited seats and limited time. You have until Saturday. So even if you want to try again a little later, but once the seats are filled, quite honestly, the seats are filled. Is there anything else you want to share, Netiva? Any other questions that you saw?
I am just excited. One of the things people asked is, is this class going to be different than, the academy and things of that sort? All of my classes are different. There's so much information on credit. One of the things that this is going to be is incremental, and another thing, it's live. So your question is going to be answered live, and it's going to be step by step by step. So could you benefit if your scores are still not where you are after the taking the classes in the academy? Then most definitely you can benefit. If you want to get
so they're like, can it be 14 days? Y'all be trying it. I'm gonna leave that up to Netiva, okay? I'm gonna leave it up to Netiva because ultimately, like I said, it's her time. Now, here's the thing. Remember, she's going live for 7 days. It's just about the extension of the group being open for an additional whatever, how many days that's going to be. So we'll see, but it's Ultimate Credit Masterclass. I just posted the link again because I see some of you guys are asking. Ultimate Credit Masterclass. If someone could type that in the comments as well. Yeah, so like, honestly, Netiva, thank you so much because I know as someone who runs a business and has a family myself, I know what it takes to give in this way. You know, one of the things I try to surround myself with is people who really believe in being of service to others, and Netiva is like that, you know, and that's why this is something that she presented. But if you notice, this is why this is not on a public page. This is not on my IG. This is not anywhere. This is just in this private Dreamcatcher group because I don't want to wear Netiva out because next time I ask for a favor, I need her to say yes. So, but no, this is such a privilege and a pleasure to get someone of this caliber to come in and give us this gift because believe me, $35 doesn't begin to encompass what you're going to receive from her. This is a gift for us. This is a gift because you are a dream catcher, because you have decided to invest in yourself by spending time and energy on yourself, by being in this group, by asking questions. And I want to reward good works with something like a little extra boost because we need a little extra boost from time to time. And I try to make things as affordable as possible while still being as fair as I can to the folks I'm asking favors of. So again, it's ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Tag your Dreamcatcher accountability partner so they don't miss out. If the site is down, it'll be up in a few minutes again because there's a lot of people trying to lock in because we're probably just going to take a few hundred people. We'll see. It's up to Netiva at the end of the day. Registration though officially closes no matter what on Saturday, I think 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So by some miracle, we don't have a few hundred people by then, which I think it's going to be. We'll see tonight. But by some miracle we don't have, then Saturday is the absolute last cutoff date, Saturday, 11:59 p.m. because Netiva will be adding everyone to the group on Sunday, and then Monday, class begins, and you guys are gonna rock out. You guys are an amazing hand. I do not share my dream catchers very lightly. You can honestly, you probably have never seen me do something like this, but it just shows you just how much I believe in Netiva and her ability to teach, and her ability to serve, and her ability to reach and to give. And so it is a privilege and a pleasure to share her with you and to share you with her. Don't act up in the group, because I know sometimes you can get a little spicy. Behave yourselves, right? You go into my Auntie Netiva's house, I want you to behave yourself so that way we can be invited back, okay? So, all right, y'all. Anything else you want to close with, Netiva?
No, I mean, this is going to be epic. When I say I got like some bomb information for all of you guys, I'm serious. And it's going to be incremental. I believe in taking it slow and then building so that when you leave the class, you're going to immediately be able to implement what you're learned. Because education without implementation is nothing. So I always like to bring things to like bite-sized pieces so that you can begin acting on it, because that's what builds a transformation. So I'm excited. I am pumped.
Yes, Netiva. If you guys have questions, ask Netiva. This is not my class. I'm just kidding. Because I know how y'all be like, oh, real quick question, Tiffany. Nope. This is Netiva's class. I'm passing it on to her. Again, ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. The link is in the description of this video. If it's not currently working, give it a few minutes, try again. Take just a few hundred students. There were literally at one point, I think nearly 700 people watching, the live version of this. So we're taking a few hundred. Don't sleep, because I promise you this, Sunday someone's gonna hit me up and say, oh, I missed. No, this is not one of those things where usually like, I'm like, oh, okay, we'll make a way. There is no way to be made because this is a live course. It starts on Monday with or without you. because I'm not going to drag this down and keep Netiva away from her business and the people that she serves. It's not fair. And so if you want this, it's time to jump on it now. The quickest way to success is action. What action will you take? Will you invest in yourself? And it's okay if you don't have $35 right now. There's plenty of free tools and resources in this group. But if you're ready to invest in yourself and to take your credit to the next level with an Uber expert, Netiva is the one. Again, ultimatecreditmasterclass.com. Sign up before classes really fill tonight, and you have until Saturday, absolute latest. But I think it's going to probably fill before then. All right, y'all. It has been amazing as per usual. Like I said, keep trying. You know, like Netiva, you said that you'll post in the group.
Yep, I'm gonna post in the group so you guys will know when it is back up and going. And I mean, he's working on it now. I mean, she told me it might, and I was like,
you don't know dream catchers. Dream catchers are smart. They're like, say what now? You saw $3,000 to work with you and $500 in a group, and you doing us for $35. That's like unheard of. Unheard of. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna say don't share with your outside friends, but wait, you're fine now. No, you can share with your outside. I mean, if they're dream catchers. All right, y'all. All right, Netiva, thank you. Virtual hug.
all right, have a good evening, guys, and I will be posting back as soon as it is back up and going.
Bye. And meet it.